In Matthew chapter 5 verses 30, it says, if, and if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away, for it is more profitable that one of your members perish than for your whole body to be cast into hell. And I want to remind someone today that hell is very real, and that is a place where many people are in it and, have to be told the words, depart from me, for I never knew you. And so, I'm not saying this to judge people and say, we're better than them, we're not in hell. I want to remind someone that there are people on the broad way every single day. And it is so important that we enter the narrow way, that we enter the narrow gate and live with Christ and live and walk in. It says in First John chapter 4 verses 19. And I don't know the whole verse, but I do know that towards the end of the verse it says, as he is, just as he is, so are we in the world. Sorry for the starting, but I want to tell someone and have you acknowledge that you cannot just say, God will never leave me nor forsake me, while you forsake him. And even that with those words, I don't want to seem so religious and be like, you need to be better, you need to be this and this. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to judge anyone, but I'm saying it's not fair that you would always, exalt God and be like, God will never leave me, and lift your hands in church and sing the songs and do all these things while you forsake him daily in your life. And with this, take this to God in prayer, and don't be prideful and be like, I have nothing that I forsake God in. I'm literally perfect. I'm so good in all my ways. We are not perfect. We've all fallen short of the glory of God. Literally, no one is perfect every day. We are perfected to God. We are to God. We are like his son because he died on the cross for us and stuff. But you cannot use that and just not and have no faith throughout your daily life and not live for him out of that sacrificial love. So please go to God about this in prayer if you are struggling with sin, or if you are sinning willfully and going to something that God had already freed you from or told you to get out of. And just have that relationship with God, and you will see the fruitful things in your life.